Hello there, Chargers. This is Mrs. Boyd talking today about areas of circles and sectors. So the area of a circle, what we need to know is the radius first and foremost. We've learned several ways to find the radius if we're given other parts of the triangle, the circle, but that's essentially what we need. The equation for our area of a circle is pi times r squared, r being the radius. So if the radius is 5, area A is pi times 5 squared. Well, order of operations tells us we do the exponent first, so we have the area is 25 pi units squared, or we can multiply pi as 3.14, and the area is about 78.5 units squared. So let's do some practice with this. Find this area of the first circle on the left. The radius is 6. We've got the area is pi r squared. R is 6. The area is pi times 6 squared. That's 36 pi units squared, or multiply by 3.14 and we get about 113.1 square units. Now it looks like we're given the diameter instead of the radius. So to find the radius, that's the diameter. So the diameter is 2 times the radius. So 15 equals 2 times the radius. Divide by 2. Our radius is 7.5. The area is pi times 7.5 squared. That means it's 56.25 pi units squared, or about 176.7 units squared. We can do the reverse of the area and find other parts of the circle when we're given the area. So we know the area is 16 units squared, and the area is pi r squared. We can say 16 is equal to pi r squared. We divide both sides by pi, or 3.14, and we get 5.1 is about r squared. We do the square root of each side to get the radius alone, and the radius is about 2.3 units. If we want to know the diameter on the next one, we do the same process. The area is pi r squared, so 31.4 is pi r squared. We divide both sides by pi, and we get 10 is equal to r squared. Take the square root of both sides. In decimal form, that's about 3.2 for our r. We multiply that by 2. We get 6.4 is about the diameter, and that's in units. All right, so far so good. Flip it over, and we're going to talk about the area of a sector. A sector is just a part of the circle, whereas the radius and the diameter are lengths. The sector is found something like an area, except for it doesn't find the area of the entire circle. The equation that we're going to use to find the area of the sector is x over 360 times pi times r squared. So it's the equation for the area times whatever fraction of the circle it is that we're finding. So if r is 5 and our x, our central angle here, is 100, we'll do area is 100 over 360 times pi times 5 squared. Well, we can reduce our fraction to, or we can change it anyways, or we can multiply. 5 squared is 25, so we have 100 over 360 times pi times 25. we multiply these together and we get our area as 125 over 18 times pi, and that's in units squared. As a decimal, the area is about 21.8 units squared. So all we need is a radius and a central angle. And this on the left, we've got a radius of 4, and our central angle is 120. So we can write our equation. The area is 120 over 360 times pi times 4 squared. Well, I can reduce 120 over 360 to 1/3 pi times 16. That means our area is 16/3 pi units squared. Or as a decimal, it's about 16.8 units squared. Try the next one on your own if you haven't tried these already. Means here the radius is 6, and our sector that we want to cover is 200. So our equation looks like the area is 200 over 360 times pi times 6 squared. That means the area is, 20 pi units squared. As a fraction, we get 62.8 units squared. 2 more. Try the next one on your own. All right, our radius is 10. Our sector is 180. So the area is 180 over 360 times pi times 10 squared. Well, that's 1/2 pi times 100. So the area is 50 pi units squared, or about 157.1 units squared. Last one on your own. Okay, the radius is 8. Our x value is 90. The area is 90 over 360 times pi times 8 squared. Well, that's 1/4 pi times 64. That means it's 16 pi units squared, or about 50.3 units squared. Okay, I hope you guys are understanding. If not, you know where to find me, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.